Hi Aquarius, and welcome back to my channel. Whether you are in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or however Aquarius may show up on your astrological natal chart, these messages are for you. And today I'm going to be channeling messages focusing on the topic of we've reconciled. Now what? But first, my name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you're interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, my credentials, scheduling a private recorded reading, learning more about my memberships on my Patreon platform, or if you're interested in purchasing extra bonus content messages on my Patreon shop, then look down below in the description box and click on those links below. For those of you who are my subscribers, my new viewers and visitors alike, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty to our channel. I greatly appreciate it. And today I'm going to be focusing on your connection in regards to reconciliation. Now, there has been these messages are for those of you where there has been a breakup, there has been a separation, even talks of divorce, okay? And you are either thinking about reconciling, in the process of reconciliation, or already reconciled. And we'll see what comes through here for the messages that you should know right about at the time that you're watching this reading. Now, remember, these are timeless readings. So whenever you come across it, there could be a sign, symbol, synchronicity from the universe that there may be messages here for you that you need to take a look at. Now, you just saw that I flipped this deck that I am shuffling, and that's because this deck has messages on both ends okay? So let's take a look here. Aquarius, we've reconciled. Now what? Okay, let's see what's coming through. In a fog, okay, you have here in a fog. It says here, fear, obligation, or guilt makes you stay. Get clarity, all right? So there may be here this type of energy where either one of you or both of you are really on the fence, whether either one or two things, whether you should even reconcile with your person, okay, with the person that you had a breakup, separation, or maybe are in the talks of divorcing, that there is this energy here about really reconsidering, do you have the clarity in regards maybe to communication? Do you understand? There could even be here a misunderstanding, like there's a lack of clarity on how things are going to get better, like the actual practical steps in creating a sense of solution here. Okay, so either some of you may be unsure or uncertain, or maybe it hasn't been talked about completely. Maybe things may seem a little superficial. There could be here a fear of, will this happen again? Will this either pattern of behavior, argument, situation, action, words, will they happen again? And I feel here there's a sense of hesitation, whether it is that you are keeping, whether it's you or your partner, whether it's one of you here that are keeping that sense of, you know, doubt, repressed, or, not saying anything about it. But there's this sense here of maybe even one of you feeling guilty or a sense of obligation. It's as if, like, for example, and again, this is an example, it doesn't mean that everyone is married who's watching this. This is talking about there are some of you who may feel you have invested so long and so many years or so much work into the connection that you figure, well, why divorce? Let's just work it out, right? There are others of you where the obligation stems from family, children, or maybe you are married, okay? And some of you, it's like there's a sense of obligation, whether it's just cultural, family, children, where it's like we have to reconcile. We have to figure it out one way or another. And it's kind of like there's this energy of going through the motions of the reconciliation, okay? There is an element here that I'm picking up of being hesitant or being uncertain about either starting to reconcile, and even if you have reconciled already, having doubts of whether this will last, okay? Because there is a sense here of like something isn't clear, whether it's not clear on your end with your mental clarity, or whether it's not clear on their end and their mental clarity, whether it's just, again, repressed feelings not being spoken about, the fears, about the responsibilities that are actually keeping you committed. So it feels like it might not be as much love. Like love isn't it doesn't feel like it's at the top of the list of the reconciliation. It feels like it's other things or other responsibilities or other, like kids, the family, the culture, the, money aspect even here. It's like if I get a divorce, I'm going to have to pay, or, X, Y, and Z, or maybe, for others of you, it's like if I get a divorce, like how am I going to uh continue to live in the comfortability that I have been for all this time, or kind of like that's the energy that I'm getting here in regards to a fog. Okay, so let's see what else comes through here for you. Actually, this wasn't even the deck that I should have picked up, but it is what it is. The gift of now, time management, finite, okay? Times, transformation, wisdom's tapestry. Yeah. I feel that this is about, it's coming across like it's been a while that these situations, circumstances, or wedges have been present in this connection. That yes, you've reconciled, but it's one of those things where the reconciliation only lasts for so long, or the sense of trying to make it work, or the passion of making it work only lasts for so long until the next, situation happens, or the next bumping of heads, or the next disagreement. I'm also getting here that there could be here underlying issues pertaining to time, like finding the balance necessary to provide the quality of time for each other, because there could be here a lot of responsibilities happening outside of this connection, and that those responsibilities outside of the connection, along with the actual connection, could be just, one of those things of like, how can I juggle, or how can we juggle as a couple in order to take the time to really invest in the core of our relationship, because we're so busy taking care of outside responsibilities. So there's a sense here of being present, not just physically present, but emotionally, mentally, and energetically present with your partner, and your partner with you. Let's see what else is coming through here. This is the deck I should have pulled out next, but it's fine. Listen, communication is key. Exactly what I was talking about. There could be here a lot of repressed emotions here having to do with communication, okay? There could be here this, like, look, it says new moon in Gemini. There could be here communication, meaning not only just the form of expression of orally explaining, but or sharing, but I'm also getting being able to process the information that is spoken, so listening as well. So there's a sense here of this being a very, very important element in the reconciliation process, and the communication really talking about the clarity that needs to be spoken about. Okay, it feels as if there's a sense here of like settling, okay, because of either the time that you've invested with one another. Again, here you have the hourglass, and It's funny because clairvoyantly, I just saw like someone flipping the hourglass and then waiting for the sand to finish and then flipping it again. So it's symbolic to me that this could be the energy that is being felt within this connection after this reconciliation, or during the process of this reconciliation. Communication is key. Expressing what these fears, obligations, or guilt may be about in order to gain the clarity that you need, that both of you need, in order to be fully present in the now when both of you are, together, or making time to continue the process of reconciliation. Look at that. There goes the phoenix. There's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of thinking about the past. There's a lot here having to kind of, in a way, trying to make sense of something, or trying to make it more, this is going to be, you know, it's like more palatable, more pleasant, even if it may not always seem that way, like less tedious, less of a chore, or less of a routine. With the Phoenix, this is talking about figuring out ways. So there could be here within this reconciliation, finding out ways of how to renew or reignite the passion. How can you grow out or get out of this energy of stagnation, or an energy of just kind of going through the flow, because it's just like a sense of monotony here as well. There is here an opportunity to really get something brand new out of this connection in regards to reconciliation, but there needs to be a talk here, a very important talk. You see, you have the death card right behind it. It says the relationship is over, no second chances, grow transformation. What's okay? It says what's dead is dead. So there's a part of either maybe on your end or your partner's end that feels as if there's just kind of like, it feels heavy, is how I could best explain this energy that I'm getting. But I feel that this energy of the phoenix is giving the clarity of that there could be a possibility here to bring it back, to learn, to outgrow the patterns from the past, to better manage time if time and responsibility seem to be pulling both of you, in different directions, or causing a wedge. Okay, so there is the sense here of either one of you or both of you saying, you know what, we've got to make this work, and finding out new ideas, or trying to gain more clarity here on how to reignite the passion, or how to come up with new ways and get clarity on what caused the breakup, separation, or even talks of the divorce in the first place. Okay. All right, let's see what else is coming through. I do feel that there is, listen, there's always hope. Okay, so there is hope for a brand new type of energy, especially with this Phoenix. So it is hopeful, but a lot of this in this reconciliation, either process or thinking about reconciling again with your partner, or giving it a second chance, has a lot to do with the communication and the things having to do with how is this going to transform? How are you going to transform either a habit or a pattern that may have been there for quite some time? How can you outgrow it? How can you make it better? How can you clear it? How can you release it? And how can you bring a new form of thinking in the connection? You have here the Seven of Wands with the Six of Cups. You do have here the Sun card. This is a beautiful energy here, especially with the Phoenix. So there is here, like I said, there's always hope as long as both people are in it to win it together. Okay, so the Sun card, there's a sense of happiness and success, but there is here this energy, yet again, giving you a reminder here, having to do with personal growth, having to do with recharging the batteries in a way of the connection. Okay, it's how do we spend time with the kids and the family and work and all these things, but also be able to pour into each other. And that's how this is coming across. Now, Six of Cups, for some of you here, you've been with your person, or your person has been with you for quite some time. Okay, Six of Cups is this feeling of nostalgia. You guys could have been old friends. There could have been a very long-lasting connection here. You've known each other for a while, or you have felt this soul-to-soul connection in which you feel like you've known each other for quite some time, even if that might not be the case. Okay, so again, that is here kind of giving clarity here with this gift of the now and time management. So there's definitely the sense of like thinking about the past, thinking about how you've maybe, for some of you, how you've seen each other grow, through different phases. And for others of you here, there's this nostalgia of wanting what you once had together in regards to the passion, the sensuality, the being able to really spend time with each other or feel the presence of each other, and whether that's the quality of time or just the quantity of times spent together here. The Seven of Wands says, listen, this is all about being able to stand up and hold your ground. And I feel a lot of, especially when it's, right here, giving validation confirmation to this communication, there's this energy here talking about the importance of being able to express your needs, being able to stand your ground, being able to really share your heart's desire and your passion, and how you want things to look or be, or this new idea. Maybe there's just like, hey, let's commit to resolve our differences, and let's really focus on the reconciliation by doing X, Y, and Z, like setting up a plan. Okay, and that's going to be important because the more that you are vulnerable with each other on how to create that plan, and the more that you are more vulnerable in communication and talking about the fear, obligations, or guilt that there may be here connected to this breakup, separation, or even talks of divorce, the quicker or the more transparent you're going to be able to go back to or feel the transparency of, when you started dating or started seeing each other, maybe years ago, months ago. Okay, but I do feel that this connection, for some of you, you've been together for quite some time. If not, I do feel, if you do believe in reincarnation, that there's something about this connection. Okay, because Gemini rules the Lover's card in tarot, so there could be very much something very very much connected here to the Lover's card. There's a sense of this sense of communication being important, the soul to soul connection being important, and the soul connection could have been maybe even for some of you from a past life. So that explains why some of you may have felt a sense of ease or effortlessness in your connection when maybe you first met each other. Okay, so or you this effortless feeling of feeling like not only are you lovers, but you are also very good friends. But yeah, so let's take a look here at what else is coming through for you in regards to advice. Last but not least, there's fear, okay? And this is the second time the word fear has come up in this reading. The first being in a fog, where it says fear and obligation, okay? So there you go. And again, we have fear. But let's see the advice here for you and your partner here in this reconciliation. It says fear. You're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking, which again, these two cards I talked about a little while ago that are coming in as both very similar in energy here, okay? Talking about turning over a new leaf, and reignited passion, a new cycle, a new phase, after the transformation here that needs to occur within the fog. So it says here, make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. Wow, talk about validation confirmation. I'm going to move this further up here. And with that, I say thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope it has been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.